Alright, so me and Jeremy are out here just kind of hiking around and working on a few different things here, and we're going to bring you a quick little video. These are apple snails from Florida, okay, and I showed you when I picked those up a while back. Jeremy, he lived in Florida for a year, so he's familiar with it. And what we're going to do with this, since finding a container to boil water in Florida is pretty difficult, we're going to go ahead and show you how to do that with some apple snail shells. Okay, now the downfall is you're only going to get a handful of water in each one, but I have a bunch of these, okay, and if you find these, you'll find a lot of them. So what you would do to fill yourself up with water is find just a whole bunch of these things, get them all, fill them with water, bring them to camp, get your fire down to coals, okay, and Jeremy's working on that right now. He's going to get the fire going. We're going to build some coals, and then we're going to go ahead and boil these up and just take them like shots, boom, 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 and you just keep rehydrating as you go. But we're going to go ahead and boil these and show that it can be done and how you can get yourself a little bit of moisture in your body in Florida, because like I said, it's difficult. It's not that easy to find containers down there if you don't have one, and water's pretty tough down there. The humidity is always high, you're always losing water, the heat's high, so it's just sucking moisture out of your body, okay? And then the downfall is it's hard to find it. You know, you got brackish water down there that you can drink. It's got a salinity content of about Gatorade, so it's drinkable and it's not terrible. You gotta boil it though, because that water down there's bad, but it's filled with tannins from all the bald cypress, so you have to factor that in. So the best thing to do is find like water and dig a well and let it filter through that, and then boil it with something like this, or like the video I showed you when I was in Florida of the multiple different ways to find water. But this is one of your best containers you're going to find that's already made, and it should be in an abundance if you find them. All the little marshy ponds and the swamps like that usually have apple snails in them. You can eat them, and you can hopefully boil some water with them. So we'll get back with you in just a second and show you how to do that. If we're going to put apple snails on the fire, we have to assume that not everyone has a multi-tool with pliers on it. So we're going to want something flexible for something to grab these off the fire. Okay, I've made different types of devices for grabbing things off the fire, but this one's going to be probably the easiest and most effective, because it's going to be like tongs from home. Okay, you want to get something flexible. Pine trees, you know they're safe. You're not grabbing something toxic. So we're going to go ahead and get a piece. There's my thumb, so a little bigger than my thumb's width. Okay, cut it right here at the base. Okay, so then what we need to do, we want to leave it kind of long. We don't want to go too short with it. So I'm just going to kind of snap this dead part off and call that good. And then I'm going to shave it, get all the twigs and spikes off it. Okay, the next part we want to do is take the end that was towards a tree that's still alive, and we want to split that. So when you cut things, when you split, like if you want to split things easy, see how I cut that at an angle like that? Okay, that makes it easy to split, because then all I got to do is find center and just wiggle it in there, and I already have a good bite, so I can get that split started pretty easy. And then I'm just going to take my knife and start splitting that thing right down the center like that. Okay, simple. Don't want to go all the way. I just want to go in a little ways here. And what I'm going to do now, turn that back over there, just grab something about the width of my knife. So right there. Pull my knife out. I'm going to put this in. And now what I have is a pair of tongs, essentially. Okay? I'm going to spread this to how I want it. See, I can go up to the fire now and grab my snails off the fire this way, since I don't have a multi-tool. I just simply clamp this together and grab it. Okay, that's how you just make a simple tong. You can take this down and shrink it so you don't got a big thing there, but we're gonna need those to get them off the fire so we don't spill our water. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and I just grabbed 2 apple snails just for the sake of the video. I don't need to use all of them that I have, but if we can get 2 of them boiling, we know we can get multiple apple snails boiling, and me and him will take the shots together. I'm just going to go ahead and just place this right down here in the hot of that coals very carefully. So we want to get these hot coals in here. The reason we don't want flame is because shells are brittle. Okay, if you try boiling water in a turtle shell and stuff, usually you're going to have it all evaporated and then the shell is going to be gone and destroyed. So what we want to do is just get these down in these hot coals like that. And because it's such a small volume of water and in a nice concealed container like this snail, it should be like putting it in a tea kettle where it'll boil a lot quicker. Okay, when you have a wide surface area like a turtle shell, it takes a lot longer to boil. By the time it does even become potable, you end up with no water. You have a little drop at the bottom. These should boil a lot quicker because they're more concealed. Okay, and that's my theory on that. So we're going to go ahead and boil these up and then take them out very carefully with our tongs, let them cool down, and drink them. And we'll see how that goes when we get to that point. Now, you could also heat these up to 160 degrees for half an hour, which is when you get the little tiny bubbles forming at the bottom. You know it's at 160 degrees. Do that for half an hour and it's safe to drink. So we'll see if we either get that or if we can get them to boil over this fire here, and we'll just put her on a time lapse and let you watch it with us. Okay, you can see we got a nice rolling boil there. Got some bubbles popping up. That's what we want, which means it's safe to drink. So we're going to pull them off and drink up. You can see these boiled up just fine. They held up just fine. Smells great. The water's hot, but I didn't let it cool much. But I just wanted to show you guys real quick. We're about to get stormed on, but it did work. You can see these work fine. They both held up fine. They're just really hot right now, but that's a good thing that we can get them that hot and they don't crumple and fall apart on us. It shows me that I can make water potable, and these will work just fine for boiling water for you. But we got to get moving here because we're about to get stormed on.